What's good? It's your boys are all rights reserved. Now that we got that out of the way, that conversation's done about us speaking and seeing what sides are going to be taken. We're going to get on to this other subject, and this understanding is so that I get it right. 6ix9ine has allegedly fired his manager and his staff. What was the justification for this situation? Was there some targeted reason he chose to get rid of these men? In getting rid of these guys, does he lose some type of stamp on the West Coast? He's no longer screaming Treyway. We no longer see him interacting with the same people. Was there some type of fear factor linked to this entire situation? Well, we see that he's getting in stronger connections with some of the greatest to do it, as in Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, making videos. We also see backlash, as we seen at the 50 Cent video shoot with the Nicki Minaj dressing room, even him re-sparking some beef with West Coast alleged legends in the craft that they've competed in over the years. Where is he hitting career-wise? It's going to get to the point where the money and everything is not going to mean as much as the respect, the craft, and the legacy you leave in the game. Now, I like that you have done some music. You got videos coming. You even featured Bobby Shmurda rapping over the phone on some of the productions you have. Once he's free, you get to reignite some hits, features. You can even get an album going with him. These are very smart tactics. I remember speaking about 6ix9ine, specifically his music tactics and how he eventually chooses to produce his music. Now, here's my only criticism. You know that Shotty and these guys that held you down have put themselves in harm's way. When it comes down to it, it could get to a detrimental situation for what you guys built, the chances they took for you. This could become a concern. This could be of issue. That's the danger in this whole getting rid of them thing. It's not that simple. These guys already put themselves out there for you. They already risked it. If you think of the fact someone's already risked it for you, then you can already presume that when they get out, they're not going to be very kind. This being the case, who are you aligning yourself with? Who are you really making some type of allegiance with, to roll with, and to put your career's hands in? This is very important, because if you don't understand this, it's only going to lead to further complications in the future. Now, if these future complications are not dealt with swiftly, for you to understand who's on your team, who you're working with, who you choose to do business with in the future, who you're going to make your allies, and what enemies are you going to consider versus your current situation. This is only going to dampen what you have going on. This is going to deepen some, let's say, relationships, and it's going to lighten some other ones. Whoever he was cool with, whoever was signed to him and is no longer getting paid, you have to keep that in mind. Because there are some people that took a hit because of what has recently happened. And now that you took yourself at the forefront financially, there can be a major difference in how income's gained, how growth is made, who all is relevant, who all is added to the whole situation altogether. This is something very important to keep in mind, because I know you ground up, you make the music, but these guys did put themselves out there with connections to keep things settled, to keep things safe. And you've been with them so long that guys like this know how you move now. So it's like you got to switch up your whole style so you seem like a brand new person, not character wise, not music wise. I'm not saying anything of that nature. I'm saying anything about who you are. You got to switch it up. Now, shout to academics and stuff. You guys been rocking a long time. You also have to switch up your lane, and he has to make some switches because they know he's your really good friend. So it's very possible that they're going to find him to get to you. It's that simple. And I know academics has his way of movement, but don't be shocked if they make their way to him. It doesn't matter what level of money you have, how much you blow, how much you spend. If guys are really intent on finding you, they'll get to people around you, such as the people who you showed, all them girls you show, because you're still flashing the money and the chains. Remember, even though you left your bodyguards and stuff, you didn't leave the lifestyle. That's the problem. It's a lifestyle you live, you create with the cars, the jewels, the money, having exotic women all around you. This is the lifestyle you create. So when you put yourself in a situation to distance guys who were a major factor in your growth from the lifestyle that you're currently still living, it's going to frustrate them. It's going to upset them. It's going to make people feel a certain way that ultimately there's nothing you can do about how they feel about it, because you made them lose out on financial gain, whether it's by their credit, whether it's by their whole stature. These things are now the norm for them that have to be normal. Here's my thing. I know most of you who are in the superstar world, most of you have rarely worked a 9 to 5 to be some type of hardworking person to know how it feels. You see, and that's what's hard for you when you gain money to make yourself accustomed. See, it's not just about hard work. If you don't know what it's like to put in time with the hard work, you don't know what it's like to have to do it. See, that's the difference between someone like me. When I reach the height of my career and different things I'm doing, I know what hard work is. A lot of people don't. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with a lot of people who spend how they do in these places and these presences and their mentalities. We see them doing what they do. That's the problem. Because if you knew what hard work was, you wouldn't be screaming about $100,000 chain when you know that there's people who don't have $10 to eat. You wouldn't be screaming about the cars and the women you're with when you know that there's families that are hard up on staying together just because they can't have a means to feed all of each other. You think and move differently. And that's why there's some artists I respect and there's some I can't rock with. Because if you can sound as good as you want on that microphone, if you don't know what struggle is, then I really can't help you. I don't got nothing for you. You know what I mean? There's no advice I can give except you're a little younger. So I'm able to see your situations. I'm able to see how your management benefited you, even to the point where now they can be of harm to you. That's the only reason I'm speaking on this, because you need to progress your mind as well as progress your career in a certain way to help lead fans the way they need to be led, not the way potentially that's going to bring money faster, which is saying what they want to hear as much as showing them that you have longevity and your talent, your art, what you have to present. You want to see them see you growing. Your music should remain within spectrum of whoever you are, but you want to show them you're growing. If you can't show a growing factor, you're not going to change with the times. Yeah, you can be the it factor. Matter of fact, let's say you're the it factor for the next 3 years. There's going to potentially be a shift. You need to be a device that transcends with that shift, like a Jay-Z. The music he's made in the past potentially allows him to defeat any type of changes in the future as he has. Now, when people will be looking at him to make an album that sells, he's now looking to Don, the next young artist that's going to be a top seller. You see the difference? He's seen as a godfather in the game, unless it's someone who needs to perform to show that they are worthy to be on this microphone. You need to put yourself in that position. The only way you're going to do it is by not you saying I'm the best, but you showing you're the best. There's a difference. You show you're the best, everyone sees it. You say you're the best, people are like, I like them, I don't. But all in all, you displaying it is what's going to bring that outcome. That is why I speak to you how I do, because you're in that position right now. You're in a position a lot of artists aren't. Matter of fact, the only artist that was potentially was Tekashi69, to be real with you. And you see that you're a threat in the game to a lot of other artists. That's why you got to watch yourself. That's more incentive for someone to come for you. Someone that's thinking they're going to stop your growth, try and present a blockade. It's just a manner of thinking. I need you to think that way. If you can't think that way, it's going to be hard for you to see the future of your music. And all that money is going to cloud your judgment. And you're going to see it, I'm going to get more money. You're going to throw it away now. No, invest your money. Invest it. I don't care if you're making $1 million a month. Invest it. Invest your money and look for other opportunities for you to grow yourself. Do it as if the music can be gone all tomorrow. I know they tell you to live every day like it's your last, but if you're still saying that to yourself 5 years from now, what was it really worth saying it? You need to think. You need to be an artist that steps up and thinks, that does for his family, that does for everyone else, and stop worrying about the chains. Focus on the music quality and the music substance. You know how I rock. All rights reserved.